Hello everyone, I'm Sean and welcome back to the channel. This is the second video in my series for building my Luthier's tool chest. So in the first video, if you haven't seen it already, there'll be a link down below. Go check it out and catch yourself up. But at the end of that video, we had just finished gluing the entire chest, the carcass of it, together. So in this video, we're going to be covering everything else. So grab yourself a nice hot cup of tea. Coffee, I guess, is all right. Even a beer, we'll allow it. Get comfortable and enjoy. First up for this video is the lid. I used the same box joint jig to create the frame of the lid as I did for the rest of the carcass in the chest. I then used a makeshift fence on the router table to create a groove that I can put the panel for the lid into it and basically assemble everything together with that. I then used a straight edge with a template bit, again on the router table, just to size the panel for the lid correctly. And once this was done, it was essentially just time to glue everything together. With the lid done, it was time to move on to the drawers. These are one of my favorite features of the whole chest. It came out beautifully. I used walnut and pine, and I again used the box joint jig on the table saw to fit it all together, to join it up. I used the router table with a fence to create these grooves in the side. The smaller ones have a single groove and the larger ones have double grooves for paranoia's sake more than anything. I then lined the inside with lovely green felt for that classic tool chest look, and also to provide a slightly softer surface on the inside so that tools wouldn't get damaged. Again, probably paranoia, half the tools are steel, but I love the look. Absolutely love it. One of the final touches then were these drawer pulls, which I made out of leather. Essentially leather strips with brass tacks on the inside to secure them. I can't take full credit for them, or potentially even partial credit. That all goes to my partner Elise. We were brainstorming how to figure out these needed to be super low profile. I couldn't have, say, standard knobs on them because the original plan for this chest was to have a set of double doors on the front, which I didn't think fully through, and they did not work. But the nice thing that came out of that was these lovely low profile. The idea was the door would close and they had about 20 mil, I think, of clearance on the inside. So any knob I had to be 20 mil thick tops. Or make nice soft leather pulls. And from using these, they're gorgeous. They look great. They just work beautifully. Really, really nice. Absolutely delighted with them. Anyway, back to the actual work. First step with this is to prep the walnut. I had to run it through thickness planer, the jointer, before I could resaw it and essentially prep everything up. The pine was essentially 2x4s, I think, which, yeah, planed up, got them to the correct size and jointed it all together. So you can now enjoy watching me do all that work. afraid I didn't film gluing in the bases of these drawers, but they were essentially 1/2-inch plywood sized correctly to a good fit, a tight fit, and glued in place. I used a couple of small dowels to fix them from the edges, but that was it. I then used the same makeshift fence with the router table to put grooves in for the drawer runners. I absolutely love the look of these drawers, and I seriously could not be happier. Next up is to polish up the look of the whole chest. I decided to add an oak beading as an accent piece in the panels. For gluing these in, I used a combination of wood glue and super glue. The small amount of super glue holds the beading in place properly, long enough and securely enough for the wood glue to set, because this would have been impossible to actually clamp or anything. I lined the inside of the lid and the main tool well with the same felt that I used for the drawers, and then it was time to finish it all with linseed oil and followed up with a coat of wax as well. Finally, after all that hard work, it's time for the fun part. Time to fill the actual chest. This project started off in my head as a week, maybe 2-week project that I get nice and quick done before I left Ireland. And oh boy, did I underestimate it. It took me a good solid month back home, followed up by about 2 months of working evenings and the odd weekend in here. But finally, it's finished. I got to fill it up, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I started off making some little saw holders, essentially inserts that fit inside the handle of the saw, and then have a bit on top that twists to lock them in place. I made them out of sapele, and I also, out of sapele, made a lattice for the planes to sit in the main well of the chest. So, enjoy.
Well, problem is that it was what we give it right then. I can sound it here. I think just take nothing. That's why.
That is it for this video, but it is not the end of the work for this tool chest, because this is a living and breathing fixture within my work life and indeed my hobby life as well. So I hope you enjoyed the building of this chest. I hope you like the result, like the look of it. Leave a comment down below either way. What do you really like about it? What would you do differently? One thing I do have to do is to add a handle onto this lid, because that's getting really annoying, lifting it up and down by the sides. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, hit that bell notification, all of that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you all again soon.